So I hear you want to be a bodybuilder. No? Then why are you trying to eat like one? Let's get into it. So if you're not looking to be a professional bodybuilder, why do you feel like you have to eat like one? I get it. These are our first influences when we get into fitness, right? We see these IG models or cover models and I eat 6 times a day, I do this, I do that. And that's sort of our first influence, right? Our introduction into the fitness world. So we think, well, I want to look like that, or I want to be at that level, so I have to do that. And that's common sense to a degree, right? But what you don't see is all the years of work that they put in, all the years of failures that they've put in to get what works for them. That is the most important concept right there. What works for them is not exactly what's going to work for you. Now, are there some basics that you can follow? Absolutely. Now, you're just getting started. Do you have those basics? Do you understand the basics of your body? No. Well, then, why are you trying to start way up here when you're still down here? And there's nothing wrong with being down here. This is a great spot to be. When you're starting out or when you're just a couple of years in and you don't even have an understanding of how many calories you need to maintain your body weight, when you don't have those understandings, that's a beautiful place to be because you can't go wrong. You can't make a mistake. Because guess what? If you try something and it doesn't work, now you know what doesn't work for you. You can mark that off and say, nope, that calorie range, I gained weight. Nope, that calorie range, I lost weight. Now for me, I'm more of a visual guy. I don't know about you, but let's go to the board. Check this out. Come on, over here. We have a bodybuilder up here, right? This is who we see. This is who we learn from. This is the 6 meals a day. 6 meals a day. 6 gym sessions. Cardio. All the stuff that we hear and we read about. Right? This is up top. Now, this is you. We're down here. Now, this is a beginner, intermediate. This is usually 1 to even 5 years in the gym, around food, trying their best. Now, at what point, looking at this, do you say to yourself, I need to do what this guy does? Right away, obviously, because we all do it. But what we have to understand is this guy has been through all of these steps. He was here at one point, but he's had guidance or just through trial and error has been through these. So what are these steps? So number 1 is going to be your fitness. Now this is anything. This is the gym. This is your CrossFit. This is your powerlifting, your bodybuilding, weightlifting, whatever you want to use. Functional fitness, kettlebells, sandbags, all of that stuff. That is this. If you are not consistent with this, you have no reason to go to the next level. Why do I say that? Because if you're down here eating whatever you want, eating your fast food, eating your McDonald's, all of that, why do you think you're going to be successful if all of a sudden you switch up and you start eating 6 meals a day and you're measuring out your chicken and your rice and you're this and you're that? when that's just not what you're into yet. Like you haven't had the experiences yet to push yourself into there. So now you're forcing yourself to do it. And you're not taking the steps necessary to ease into it, to make it easier for you. So number one, if we're looking to lose weight, gain muscle, anything, keep eating the way you do. You're not going to hear this from very many people. Keep eating the way you do. Keep eating your fast food. Keep eating your pizzas and ice creams. Get your fitness up. Get it up to a consistent level. And that's anything like we just discussed. Be consistent with it. If that's 5 days a week for you, go. If that's 6 days, go. If that's 3 days, go. When you can get that to a consistent level, because guess what? Even if you're only doing that 3 days a week, if you were doing it 0 down here, now you're doing it 3 days a week, you're still enjoying the foods that you love, and you're seeing the benefits of better energy, more energy throughout the day. You're seeing the benefits of weight loss, fat loss, maybe muscle gain, maybe strength gain, and yet you're still enjoying your life. You're still going about your life at a normal pace. You're still having your pizzas. You're still having your ice creams. You're still having all of that. It's not a drastic change other than 3 days a week. You're spending an hour doing something that you're starting to learn to enjoy. And this is what I mean by find what works for you. Some people that's CrossFit. They like that group atmosphere. Some people it's weightlifting, Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, whatever the case may be. We are going to get to that level. And I use bodybuilder just because that's usually the physique that most young men and women kind of want to attain right from the beginning before they go on their journey. So what is this next step? Very simple. This next step is understanding your calories, right? So now we have our fitness in check. We're going 3 days a week, consistent for months now, going 4 days a week, and we've lost some weight. We feel good about ourselves. Shoulders are getting a little wider, and our back's getting wider, our chest is getting more defined. We're starting to see some lines maybe, or we're just starting to see all our weight come off. We're feeling confident about ourselves. Wow, I look great. My energy's up, but I feel like I'm ready to take it to the next level. Now we learn what our calories are. And what I mean by this is if you don't know how many calories you can eat in a day and still maintain your weight, you have no reason to start counting your macros. You have no reason to start eating 6 meals a day and doing a push-pull leg workout and hitting 45 minutes of cardio because it's all a waste. All of it. So here, we can still find our calories. What most people don't know is bodybuilders go for a 16 to 20 to sometimes a 24-week period of that dialed in nutrition. Outside of that, they do eat those meals daily, but they'll have pizza, they'll have burgers and fries, they'll have ice cream in their off season, so to speak. And what most people think that they go crazy in that off season. Some do, don't get me wrong, because some are naturally gifted. There's also that, right? It's not a metabolism thing. It's that they are genetically gifted to either have more muscle, which burns more calories, which allows them to eat more, or they just naturally have a physique that fat just melts off of, or it melts off of quick. They can throw in a 20-minute cardio session a couple times a week and everything just melts off. That's fortunate for them. That ain't me, and I don't think that's you. So we got to work a little bit harder, but there's joy in that process. If you learn to love that process, right? So we have to find our calories. How many calories can you eat to maintain your weight? For me, that's about 2,600 to 3,000. And that's anything. Now, if I want to look a certain way, now we're going to take it to the next level. And that is where we break down our macros. So this is where we get into our proteins, our carbs, our fats. What works for you? That doesn't necessarily work for me. Me personally, I know that a lower fat, higher carb number works for me if I want to get shredded. If I want to dial down and get lean, get ripped, get shredded, whatever, I know I got to bring my fats way down. My body reacts to fats in a way that I just hold on to weight, I hold on to water, and I can't get that look that I want. But I know that through trial and error. I know that through experience, right? So if I'm down here and I'm already trying to count my macros, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm making things harder on myself. On top of that, I may be screwing things up. Because if I'm down here and I'm eating pizza and ice cream, I'm eating normal stuff that I like to eat, that I normally eat, and I just throw in fitness, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna feel better. But if I'm down here and I throw in fitness and I start screwing around with my macros, I might think, oh, I need to go low carb. But my body might thrive on carbs. So now my fitness is gonna suffer. And I'm gonna think, what am I doing this for? This isn't working out. And I'm gonna get down on myself and I'm gonna just quit. And that is not what we wanna do. That's not what I want for you. I want you to have fun in this process. So this is the process to getting to that bodybuilder physique. But do not jump from here to up here like most people do. Take it step by step. Enjoy the process. Find what works for you. Take a step up, one step. Don't try to jump up 5 steps. It's only gonna make you want to quit. You're not gonna see the results and you're gonna be working your ass off. That is the biggest thing. You're gonna be working your ass off and thinking you should be getting certain results, not seeing them, and then mentally, there's only so much mental toughness we all have. You're gonna end up breaking and you're just gonna give up and say, nope, this doesn't work for me. Nothing works for me. Does that sound familiar? Because I know it does. I know it because it sounds familiar to me too. This was my first 5 years. I jumped right from beginner intermediate to right here. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no business being up in this level yet. I hadn't even figured out these 2 levels. I didn't know how many calories I needed. I just figured, 1,800 should do. I wasn't going off of anything. I had no numbers whatsoever. But I figured out this guy did it, so that's what I have to do. You are completely different. You also have to take into account this guy up here has probably 5 to 10 years of knowledge of his own body, of what works for him. He also has that 5 or 10 years of a base in the gym. So that's muscle building of 5 and 10 years. That's fat burning 5 to 10 years. And trust me, when you burn fat off of certain areas, it doesn't come back the same way that it left. It doesn't come back to the same areas once you burn it all off either. So if this guy up here has gotten really, really lean over the years, he can probably eat more. And when he does gain fat, it drops into different areas. So he might be 10, 12, 15% body fat. You can still see his abs. And then you might go get a DEXA scan and go, I'm 15%, but I can't see it. Because he's got 5 to 10 years under the bar. And weightlifting, whatever you're doing, kettlebells, any of that type of stuff, doing resistance training, it gives your body a different look. So this is why you should not compare yourself to any of those models. This is why you should not compare yourself to a bodybuilder, unless you want to be a bodybuilder. But if you just want to be the average guy in the gym with a good physique, maybe strong, whatever, these are the steps you have to take. You don't even have to get to this level to be a guy with a good physique, a guy that's strong, a guy that's just enjoying life. You don't have to do your macros. Understand what calories do for you, and that's all you need. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.